Well, good morning. This is Dave Morgan. Just sitting here and wondering about, where we are in the world today. You know, had that accident way back in 2009. And everything is, coming back, I guess, is still learning and still coming back related to life and to learn the reality and the function of life and really who we are as human beings. So they kind of relate everything that I heard that I was way back in that time when I was I'm not sure brain dead or really what I was learning at that time. Is that life is this really this given. We are here, and our breath brings us here. Our breath is given to us so that God would have fellowship with the human being. Otherwise, this world, the buildings that we live in, the buildings that we see, the buildings, without us, God would have all them buildings, but there would be no human beings. There'd be no friends. If there were no animals or insects or anything, there'd be just empty buildings. God is really awesome. He's absolute pure love. And the human beings are created in just to be fellowship, to be friends with Him. I guess maybe it makes me feel sad that I look and you watch the news, and what's going on in the world today. We as children, we are God's children. He created us for our fellowship and our love. And just encourage us, that we'd all come together and just say, Father, we ask that you just give us help. Open our eyes to help us to really see and learn really who you are, Father, and your love for us. Thank you, Father, for this life you give. And to just ask this in Jesus' name. Thank you. In Jesus' name. Amen. Then to take the day, we'll just enjoy and be the happy day. My wife died in 2003. And as my memory comes back, I remember a lot of things that happened back in 2003, 2002, 2001. She was having problems at the hospital at her job over there. And I'm not sure what it was about, but she kept having to go to tribal council. And the tribal council would, chairman would help her out and be able to keep her job. So how many times she went over there. Between Christmas party 2002, she came home from that Christmas party. She was throwing up sick. She said she doesn't know what she ate at that party. And she went to the hospital the next day. When she went to the hospital, she came home from the hospital with, I think it was bottles of water. And the doctor told her that she must eat something at the hospital. Didn't agree with it. So they was left at that. Drank the water and did what she told her to do. And went back to work, still sick. And she ended up, this went on for all the way up until May. And she kept going to the doctor, and the doctor just keep giving her water. She's going to go see my doctor. My doctor was supposed to see her find out what, he'll take you out. So she went to see the doctor that was helping me take care of me, and really a blessing anyway. So she went down there, and the doctor called me up at my work and said, Dave, can you get Bonnie up to Bemidji? Bemidji will take a look at her as soon as you get it. So went down there and took her to Bemidji. They take Bemidji long, and they asked me if I could get her to Rochester, or they could fly her down. And Bonnie said no. She said, I'd rather ride down. She said, I'll be with you. Okay. So we took off to Rochester that day. And can you get to Rochester to about 6 o'clock the next morning? 7 o'clock, yeah. 7 o'clock, we had Mayo Clinic, and had to go down to 10th Street and do the paperwork. Went back to the clinic. And, at 20 after 7, they called me down to the conference room. And there's some doctors in there. And they told me that David, he said, Bonnie's abdomen is 92% cancer. And it said, if this cancer, wherever it started, it said if it could have been caught 6 months earlier, it may have been operable. It may have been the portion of where it began. It may have been, we may have been able to kind of save it. Being this long. So, and it said, David, he said, your wife has 3 months to live. We'll give her 90 days. He said, the cancer is that bad. It's 92%. So he broke down and started crying right there on the spot. These are things that I can remember, and I just remember what happened to my wife. And my wife, she was down, she stayed down and stayed there. Her heart stayed down in her heart, stay close to the Lord, stay close to God. And then I remember the day that she passed away. My sister Pat, her husband, Sonny, they were visiting us that evening, and then it left about 7:15 or 10:15. And I had to tell Bonnie, I said, Bonnie, she said, if you're going to see Grandma, tell Grandma I love her, okay? And Bonnie said, yes, that's right. Give Bonnie a hug. Told her she loved me. That was the evening that she left. Yeah, Pastor said, yeah, you'll see her when she gets there. I was sanitary at the morning, I visited for a while. She said, Dad, she said, I have a song. She said, I want to sing to you. She sang that song. I was going to that city where the roads were never paved. I remember that song. Beautiful song. It's about 11 o'clock. told me that. And she said, oh, Dad, I'm going to take it out. Sweet though. Good day. Teaching. Love you. It was about 2:15 in the morning. I could hear her gasp, yeah, like that. She took a deep gasp right then. And she kept moving around. And she was gasping, she was falling into the air. And she was saying, Dad, 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 he's coming for me. Look at the sky, it's all lit up. Dad, Dad, he's coming for me. He said, Dad, take care of our babies, okay? I love you. He took really a deep breath. Really a super deep breath. Everything that she had, she took in. And she exhaled. She was gone. That's a memory that came back. I didn't remember, but I was gone when I was visiting. Yeah. Yeah, it was quite it's just, life has been quite a journey, to put things together now the best I can anyway. And I still have a lot of, I guess the only way you can balance all things is about, life, everything that we learned in life is when we were taught when we were younger children, when we were young, I kind of relate that stuff with my dad taught, my grandpa, my mom. Then we had a lot of elders talking, and Josie Lang, Auntie Mary. Yeah, we learn as children. I guess maybe that's who we are when we grow up. Everything that we pass. We have a choice, and that's the choice that we make. I guess it's like thinking back, when I had that memory after I was born. I can remember 1955, 56, 57. I was born in 55, and I can remember Christmas of 56, 57. Then I think that I'm coming on my journey back anyway to reality of where reality again. Yeah, to where I can remember coming to school and everything that I learned. I still don't know how to read. Still can't write, but I can still draw, do a lot of drawing. A lot of just coming back, enjoying life, just being happy to be here. Reminded of that fellowship, because God, you're a blessing to God. You're each one, everybody's just like you. The friendship is individual between you and Him. There's nobody or nothing else that can stand in the way of that. And that's what, that's what everything, the spirit of pride is after that, when we get proud, and then we don't, we put ourselves better than God, make ourselves better. I don't need you. Hey, that's not who we are as human beings. Individual. And look around and everything that's happening, and see the spirit, the pride, people doing what they're doing. So really, if I do what they're doing, they're happy. That's what makes them happy. One day the reward is either. I guess maybe that's what I thought when I was a little boy, thinking back to when I was in first grade. My first day at school, my dad, they woke me up and come on, Chief, get out of bed. He said, you gotta get washed up and get dressed and go to school. Your new clothes are on the bed. And then I got washed and dressed up and ready to go. My dad said, I'll be back in. He said, I'm loading the boat right now. He said, we're going racing. He said, I'm loading the boat right now. He said, he said, I'll come back in. Pull me hand. Okay. This is how we go there and we stand over and pull my hair. Pulling my hair. He said, Dad, when you get to school, he said, when you get to school, he said, don't fight. He said, you don't have to fight. You don't fight, he said. Some of the kids don't want to fight with you. And when they fight with you, he said, you don't have to fight with them. He said, I tell you, he said, we say amigo, ma, I know. He said, that's why we all told you behave. Don't do that. But that's what this means. He said, amigo, ma, I know. He said, they only live so long. 80 years, 82 years, 100 years. He held his hands apart like the home was in his left hand. He held his hands apart and little guy standing there. He said, they only live so long. He said, there's kids that like to fight. There's people that like to fight and do whatever they do. He said, that's what they like to do. He said, someday, he said, they're going to have to show the Creator. They're going to have to show God. Tell Him why they want to do that. He said, someday you're going to want the kids that want to fight you. You're going to stand there and want them. Tell Him why they want to fight you. He said, he said, someday when we die, we only live so long, we're going to stand there and see that. He said, they're showing Him what they like to do. He said, and that's where they're going to send them. He said, they're going to live with everybody that likes to do that, be that way. He said, if you fight with them, he said, then you'll join them. He said, and you'll both go over there. That's where everybody likes to fight. He said, don't fight or don't. He said, that's why he tell you, be all more, no. Let them do what they do, because that's what they have to do. He said, they don't know what they're doing, but that's what they have to do. They told him, so don't fight. You know, he told me that when I was just first game. You know, so then all through my life, I took a lot of hits. I took sucker punches, and I think about, when I hear they're having a funeral, and I think about, I hope they at least leave Jesus. Because they didn't know what they're doing. If they realized what they're doing, I'm sure they would have never did that. Would have been just fine with the way we were supposed to be. Yeah, so that's the way I feel in my heart today. For the people that I live with. Getting back to my wife passed away in 2002. I tell you about, she got sick at the party and then all the problems she was having before. Then whatever brought that on her for whatever reason, whatever, I know there's circumstances and things I understand and think of right now, but I'll just leave it there. Because, that's the truth of really what happened, and that's it. When people know the truth, what happened to her. It would keep going and and I pray for the people. Just like Jesus, that same thing Jesus saw. He saw the mistakes that people are making when they're beating on them with their whips. He's trying to get them to stand up and get proud and say, leave me alone. That had to hurt. Got a man tails for 6 hours. But he said thank you, Jesus. That's the life that he's forgiven. Now we see ahead of it. Not too far away as we look around and see what's going on in the world. You know, he said, love one another. If we don't understand and realize that we are friends, let's just all pray for brothers and sisters, people who believe that Jesus is the Son of God. The aim of their sacrifice for us. Everything happens in your life. But, as life is a learning experience, when I got out of the hospital down in Minneapolis, I remember my sister, Pat, she started me at it. She was talking with them and she said, "No, I am not going to let you take him." And do that. No, she said, "I'll sign him out." She said, "I'll sign him out right now." She said, "We're not going to let you take him over there because we don't know what you guys are going to do to him once you get him to overwork." She said, "I don't know what you're talking about." That's what she said. She said, "I don't know what you guys are doing. You guys will say something happened and when you guys..." But actually, she said, "I just don't trust her." No. So she sent me out of the hospital, brought me home. Then we coming back home. And we got home to town here in Catholic. Things just looked different right off the bat. As soon as they came in and view of the town, and I said, "When they change this? When did they do this?" We came across the tracks there in Catholic, coming from Waukee that way. I said, "Where's the train depot?" Used to be up there, there a depot, but down on the right side coming in there. I said, "When they put this road in, don't go by North Track?" I said, "Oh, they changed that a long time ago." I remember the old B-71 used to go right downtown Catholic. Highway 2 went to Vina, and then it turned north, went up north, they did, when it got there to do other jacks down it. And that's where I was. I was way back in the 60s, 50s, if I could even sometimes get sleep. It's been fun coming back. It's been really good. Friends and everything. Just really thankful to get back to the way. But that's the way people were. I didn't decide to do that. Spending just getting along. It is that thinking about all the good things that God gives us. So, as every day goes on now in the world, I guess maybe that's really disturbing to see politicians, or just the human beings in general, taking into consideration, the power of control, and that's it. What the government is, all this is, no, it was content to be here because none of us are going to take anything with us. The only thing we're going to make it. We have right now is memories. And the only memories we make is to be happy, is to be happy, is to be content with life, to be happy with it. You have a breath and you're sitting or you're driving a car, enjoying the day as you're receiving it, as you're doing it, as God is moving it to you. Every day is created, and every day is given to us as a blessing to be the fellowship here in existence. As I existence to be. memory is a memory. A memory simply. God gives us life. He gives us body and soul and spirit. And here we are. Let's get along together as we children and understand and know that without God, and you want the same for every day. You know? Yeah, so there's a lot of things that come in memory when we're thinking about the world. You know, one of the memories I have of spiritual things, and you know, put the example, he loved to read, loved to read. When he was a little boy, he lived over in Big Sandy Lake. The Big Sandy Lake was a community. That's where he lived and where he grew up, where he was born and he was. So way back in 1890s or back in that era, that time, you know, the government came in there and they moved all the people off in Big Sandy Lake. And they put them within the boundaries of the Leech Lake Reservation or different boundaries. They just moved all the people out in the homeland, the villages. He got moved up to Big Sandy. He got moved from Big Sandy Lake up to England. Wow. I won't find it out more too. I won't remember that I had that. You know where that was. Life is a gift, and then we understand and know more than we know. So anyway, that's where he was moved to. Back in 1890. He came over to Leech Lake anyway. Then all of them were given 80 acres of land. The 80 acres were given to every individual. Leech Lake band member. Then the children, everybody under 18 years of age was given trust land. It was untaxable. It was off the market because the child was too old to be able to sell their land. If they got older, then they could sell it. They'd have to turn it into fee land. Fee land was the tax land. And that's how, that's how a lot of the land was taken and was set up that way because they knew that we never paid taxes on the land. They gave everybody 80 acres. They said, all right, now you pay taxes. When you're 18 years of age, and if you want to sell it, we can sell it. So, my grandpa was still young, and his 80 acres of land was given down by what we call Red Blanket Bay on North Leech Lake, on the northern border. Northern border of shoreline in Leech Lake. But 80 acres of land was given him. So he came up and he was settling his land. And I get the story from my dad. My dad told me one time, he said he only seen his dad cry one time. He said, my dad said he was born in 1927. He was 5 years old. He said his dad, he said they didn't have no food, they were having a hard time. He said, winter time. He said the dad couldn't get no job. Couldn't get no job working anywhere. Then he couldn't go hunting. He couldn't go fishing, he couldn't go trapping because he had license. really made it hard. So, as the license and stuff required. And he said one day, he said the first he came over there, he said it's Christmas time. The first he came over there, and they asked him if he wanted to sell that land. They told him that they could get him a job. And they could get him a job. That was Thanksgiving. Yeah, Thanksgiving. And he told them no. He didn't put a sign. He didn't want to sell his land. He said he's going to build it. He's going to build a house. He said, no, he was planning on living in it. He said, Christmas time he comes. He said, Easter time. He said, the fourth he come and knocked on the door again. He said, this time they had 3 boxes of groceries. And he asked him if he'd sign that paper. If he'd sign that paper, they told him that they'd give him a job. And they'd given them 3 boxes of groceries. They told him that he knew he was having a hard time. His kids are hungry, and they need something to eat. He said, take these groceries and take this. He said, we'll give you a job at the sawmill. He said, he just signed his papers. Then my dad started crying. He got that paper, he signed that paper. He said, his kids got to eat. He signed the paper. He said they left. They didn't say nothing. They just left. And he got a job at the sawmill. And he said it was about 1933 when that happened. Yeah, so. Anyway, so that's where he comes to me. When my grandpa was in school down there, and I guess he started crying because that's the first time he's ever had his haircut. I said he thinks in 13 years. He said 13 years old and took older. And that's the first time he had his haircut. He stopped crying. They asked him his name, he told him his name, he said, give this, you won't a kid. And then they said, no, we can't write that name. So they were on there and they were asking each other what they could give him a name. And there was a janitor that was working there that just happened to be there at that time. And the janitor's name was Cecil Morgan. So he told them at that desk there that his name will be Cecil Morgan. So when my grandpa came home from school there, and his name was Cecil Morgan. You know, so that's how we get it. That's how we get it handled. That's how we get it name in his name. And then after my dad, his name was David Morgan. My dad is named after King David. And then after my dad, that name after me. They're just thankful, you know, that we're here. But the thing that is going on, just to let us know that, you know, life is truly a gift given to each one of us. That each one of us, just right now, just second right now. Every breath will last you 15 seconds. Lay on that hospital bed, you're not knowing nothing. And they didn't know nothing, they just had that clock to look at. I was watching that second-hand unit. Oh, they had how many days. I watched that second-hand going on that thing and couldn't figure out what that was. Thinking, you know, couldn't put that together, man. And then the breath, breathe in, out. Rồi đi té này giờ đi lời cái individual right tại vì nói rồi đó không cái gì đó I think when I got out of the hospital, it's share a little bit more about that. When I got out of the hospital, I was told that today you should be on the World Race Committee with the least weight everything. On the World Race Committee. Okay. They really know what the World Race Committee is all about, anything. Found out. I got over there. The next is taking it on to different ice beds, different landing spots, and different beds. We rode around Leaf Lake around Lake Winnie. And coming around the west side of the Winnie there. We had to visit that. We looked at the nice landing zones, kind of helped me get my menu back. Lake landings and beds and stuff. I'm telling him that story. You know, you can get his feeling and scared, you know. I'm talking about it, you know. To build a barn, yeah, to be outside of the barn. Well, anyway, they say that story, and that to be told me, he said, you know what you see, don't you? You know, they have to have it again. He said that's the Bible. He said he's talking about what happened in the Bible. That is riding around in the window too. Well, really, he said the Bible is God's word given to us, telling us about life, helping us to learn His word is given to us. He said, watch some TV preaching. He said, they read the Bible when we talk about the Bible. He said, he used to read the Bible. He used to teach Sunday school out at hometown. I don't remember it. I don't know what that is. He said, yeah, well, some TV preaching that we talked about. He said, you learn, he said, I'll come back to it. Okay. We watched some TV preaching there. Well, when he told me that was in August, racing people last week of August and first week of September. So, I was watching TV features, and one day in October, I think it was October 23rd or 4th or something. I was watching that TV feature, and the TV preacher told the people, he said, all right, turn your Bible to John chapter 15, verse 15. He says, and Jesus was talking to his disciples and told them, I do not call you servants, but I call you friends. When I heard that, that's what I did. I just stopped. I do not call you servants, but I call you friends. could remember, after he put that guy together, and he put him together in the sand and the grass and the roots, everything was just put into place. And here we are. And even I thought, they see that, oh yeah. And then I did the Bible. I still don't know the Bible today. Still don't. Can't tell you a lot about it. All they can tell you is that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. No one can get to the Father. The Father is life. The Father is the light that we see. His life. His love is so great that he gave his son for us. Sacrificed his son. Himself. For us. We would never be separate from him again. We would just be happy and say, thank you, Jesus. Be humble and be happy because we're not leaving them for the first. Make all your memories beautiful. Make every breath you breathe. With that, be contented. Be grateful and thankful. Yeah, God bless you. Say a little bit more about life, I guess, maybe what I've learned that life is, we can't take nothing. Everybody has their individual choice on what they do, what they choose to do. Don't criticize. Don't criticize. We love one another. Simply because they don't understand the way we understand. But always remember that without God, there's nothing. And all that means is we won't be proud. We won't be proud. We won't be proud. We do it for humble. Thank you. For each moment that's given. And now take it back to when in the hospital. I guess maybe that's where I get started all over again in my life. I read about that. Thinking about it. Put that thing together every day. Memories coming back and go to a little bit of what happened. When the dad went home from Rochester, how many miles I cried. I heard that morning, she said, we got 90 days. I thought, wow. Yeah. What happened? Where's it going? She said, Dad, go get our babies, okay? So I had it up. 8 o'clock, 20 after 8, somewhere around then, next morning. Drove all night to get there, and driving all day to get home. Got driving home. Trailer TV. When we're getting home, till then, they were all ready to go. They said, let's go. We went back down and must have slept all the way. Don't remember. It was a sad time. So like that for anybody gone home. Yeah, to be optimistic and be happy that way. You know, and Jesus died for us. Yeah, we're going to have eternal life if whoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life. Yeah, when I heard that, when Jesus quoted that scripture, John 15:15, he said, I did not call you a servant, but I call you a friend. And I thought about that, yeah. The angels are the servants, we're the friends. Yeah, so that's who we are, human beings. But we lose track of that. The spirit of pride comes in our heart. We're under the deception that live under that no matter how rich or how great we are, we're the great. Yeah, the pride is way up. But the truth is, what is the truth? How did you get that? Where did you get to where you were, where you are now? Where did life come from? What is life? Yeah, to think about some questions and to be rich and great, that when it's all over, the end is the end. You know, then where are we going to be after that? Yeah. And we just made life for us to live it forever and ever and ever. But we separated when they ate from that tree. We told our friends, we're more important than just a simple friendship to say thank you, be happy and enjoy life. Yeah, that's what God just meant to be that way. So what is humble like that, man? It's the nation that we have, America here. You know, it's going through a lot of things these days. There's a lot of change, a lot of turmoil, a lot of things going on. It's the spirit of pride. Somebody must think that they're going to do something that they're great. The pride will build up, getting people to follow after, to live life the way they want them to live. That's what all the things that are happening in the world. With the guy, the people that committing the crimes and all that, everything that's happening, you know, the brothers, the sisters, they're related. We all come from that one human being. And that's just what we don't realize. So we all came from that one man that was created. You know, we all had one language. When I got out of the hospital, I went down to the casino down the road here. And I was in there visiting my friend Skip one day, and I told Skip, I said, you know, I said, I had a dream, and I don't know what this is about, or what that is. I said, but a couple of weeks earlier, my friend Chris, Christina, she said, Dave, where did we come from, being that you've seen all the stuff that you've seen? You talk about everything you talk about and what you've seen. Where did we come from? There we got Minnesota in 1600. I said, I don't know where we came from. I said, yeah, I said, I pray about it and ask. And I said, well, you know, so. That was a few weeks earlier, and I was out there. We usually go out there on Tuesdays. I think back then it was on Mondays or whatever. Elders Day, we get $5 and supposed to get a $10 meal ticket. And Well, anyway, so that's what they're doing out there. So, when out there, I was asked that question. Then one day I had a dream. And in a dream, these people were cutting square rocks. Square, like that sandstone or whatever that, you can just rub it like that and pretty much cut and shape it. And they were square, and they were about 4 feet long, or 6 feet long, and 2 feet wide, and they were about maybe 2 feet high. Then they had them sitting on logs the way they were using the logs for rollers. Yeah, they put 4 logs in it, and they put 3 logs. The rock was sitting on the 3 logs. Then the 4th log was set on the ground in front of it. Then they had a rope around it. And then there was a man that was up in the front and the guy in the back. He'd get behind that and he'd say, okay, he'd push on that. Then while he was pushing on it, then it would roll it forward over that 4th log. Then you'd take that log and move it around to the front, get behind it, say, okay, go. Roll that log like that. And they kept doing that, and it looked like there's a lot of people. I don't know how many miles where they were coming from, but it was just a long line of people who were doing that. And they got to the point of where it was starting to make it, what they were doing is making a ramp. I don't know what the ramp was all about, but it was just a long ramp. And they kept piling them rocks up, making that thing longer and longer and longer, Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Just getting taller and taller. And they kept doing that. They get behind it and, okay, go. Okay, go. They got to the point of where they were turning to start to going up that ramp. They kind of angling off to a turn and instead going up on that ramp. And they got to that corner right there, that angle. And the guy got behind that. He said, oh, hombre. And he slammed right into that rock hard, like he's going to push it. And the guy in front stood up there, and he was standing there looking back at that rock. And he asked that guy, he said, what did you say? What did you say? What did you say? And the guy in the back, he looked up at him, he said, hombre, and he slammed that rock again. And he didn't, and that guy said, what are you talking about? He said, I don't understand. What are you talking about, that guy? He said, what's the matter with you? In the front, he said, what's the matter with you? The guy in the back, he stood up and he shouted at him. He said, how you doing? Whoa. And anybody that could talk, when they all started talking just loud like that, and everybody that could understand each other, and they started grouping up, started gathering together. And then everybody split. From that point, they split in different directions that could communicate. There were groups of people, and they were all talking and wondering what was going on. They didn't know what everything was going on, but everybody started off in different directions. So that was the end of that ramp, whatever that ramp was about. And I didn't know what that was. So I told that to my friend Skip out to the casino. I told him, I said, there's a dream that I had. I said, I it's kind of weird. I said, that's the boss. And then he looked at me, he said, Dave, he said, that's written in the Bible too. And in the Bible, it's in the Bible. He said, yeah. He said, in the Bible, he said, that's when man, the human being, were building a stairway to heaven. Stairway to heaven, yeah. No, he said it's in the Bible. He said they call it the Tower of Babel. when God gave us our languages. That's where we came from. It's where it's that point in our existence. That's where we come from. Every one of us. Before that, we were all brothers and sisters. We all spoke the same language. We were working on the tower to go to heaven, to take over heaven or whatever the plan was at that time. But that's where we come from. We're all related, as family. I'm a Native American. I'm a East Lake Ojibwe. I'm an Ojibwe. And that's where my name, my language is Ojibwe language. So in greetings, we say Haanin. And Haanin is in the spirit, saying that we are here in existence. It is good to see you. Hello, greetings. I'm a friend. So that's where we are, right? That's where we come from in the world. But see, the spirit of pride, will step up in human beings. We're all the same color at that time in our dreams. We're all the same color as Mother Earth is the sand. That's the color, that's our natural color. That's the color that I seen when that guy put that guy together. We're the same color as the sand. And that's the way the people were. We're all the same color as the sand. Well, when we got our languages, the only place our color comes from is from the environment and where we are living, where we chose to live or where we were taken. Because in the summertime and rising time, we turn black, we turn dark, and that is natural from being on the sun. But it is how we are created, and God takes care of us that way. So there's no, the color isn't nothing. Because our language is the only thing that separated us at that time. So we are all family, It doesn't matter. There used to be a song that we learned to sing when it was in Sunday school years ago. And that's one of the things that I miss is like when we grew up, when we were growing up, we were taught these things. We were made to go to church, Sunday school. And the missionaries up at the church would teach us. It said red, yellow, black, and white. It doesn't matter. We're all precious in God's sight. We're all His children. And we're all family. But see, the color within us gives Him a variety of who we are. It gives Him something. Because without that, if we were all identically the same, looked the same, sounded the same, but see, then our spirit and our soul is what brings the variety and the difference within us. And He said, just don't be proud. Just love one another as I have loved you. And so then, I don't know when that was, probably a month ago. I might have told you about that earlier one time, mentioned it earlier, but I was up at a gas station downtown there. And at the gas station, I seen this guy. There was a nice vehicle sitting in. It had a boat. No, it didn't have a boat. There was just a nice vehicle. And I seen that guy walking right there. And I told him, we said, honey. He looked at me and said, hello from the heart. And then shook his hand like that. He said, brother, he said, I had a life after death experience back in 2009. And I learned that we all come from that same man that was made from that man made from the sand. We're all relatives. That's our grandpa. That's where we come from. And think about it, instead of looking at your license plate, and that thought came to me. We're all family. We all come from we're distant relatives. If we just feed each other like that. Now you come to Minnesota, and you met a friend, you met a family member. so, and if the world would live like that, this would be a whole different world. We would all be friends, no matter where we come from, our color, our race, our age, anything. We're just, yeah, we're family. We're not alone. We're friends. You know what I'm saying? Just grateful and thankful to be that way. And that was that man from Florida. Oh, you're just so happy. Yeah, and that's what life is all about, making happiness, joy, peace in the world. As we plugging along and doing it very so. Yeah, it's getting back to life as we're living at the dog. My grandpa come through a lot, but he always had me. So me go, man, see, I would just stay there, live there, and then I was happy. Pray for everybody all the time, and then for the long time, yeah. Because they don't know what they're doing. With the politicians and all the things, the speeches they got to do, what they're doing. I don't know if they're right or wrong or whatever. But then when they see the results of what's going on with the fruit of their labor, then you wonder, pray for them. Love one another. Nothing wrong, don't criticize them. That's what I'm saying.